Hello guys, in today's video we're going to be going over making some GUI elements like the array list and stuff. And we're also going to be making settings for modules and stuff. So we're going to start off by going to example client and make a new package. We're going to call it .UI. Okay, and then we'll make a new package called screens. And a new package, or a new class, not in the screens class, package, sorry, just in the UI package, we'll call it HUD. So we'll do public void render, make it static so we can access it in different classes, and then we'll get float tick delta and matrix stack matrices. So the matrix stack you're gonna need for basically everything. It's kind of what Minecraft uses to render stuff, and for the tick delta it's just a convenient, like, it's the time in between ticks. Okay, so now just to test, make sure it works, we'll just do MC private client MC equals Minecraft client get instance, just as a utility thing. So private, gotta make it static so we can access it. Okay, private MC dot text renderer dot we'll just say draw with shadow. So it's gonna pass the matrices. Text will just be test. Coordinates I'll just do 10, 10, and then the color -1, which is just white. So now in mixins, we're going to make a new mixin for in-game HUD mixin at mixin in-game HUD.class. Import that, and then at inject method is going to be render at equals at return, just so it doesn't render over Minecraft stuff, and then we'll do cancelable equals true. Public void render HUD. We'll take in the matrix stack matrices and the float tick delta, and then call back info CI. So then we'll just call HUD.render. Okay, so now we'll go here into the mixins and add in-game HUD mixin. Oh, don't forget that. Okay, and now that should render on the screen. So we'll just load it up. Okay, and as you can see in the top left it says test. So we've got our renderer working. We can change the color if we want. Just do like color dot blue dot get art. What? No, not that. Get RGB. If we want to make it blue from Java Auth. And now it's blue. Okay. So first I'm going to make the array list. Make public void render array list. Then we'll take the matrix stack, matrices. Okay, so then we're going to do for mod module. Actually, I'll just name mod because we're going to reference that a lot. Out of module manager dot instance dot get mod enabled modules. Okay, and then import example client dot mod, and then we'll do up here int count equals 0. Or I'll just call it index. Int index equals 0. So we're going to do mc dot text renderer dot draw. Then I'll just do it with a shadow. Matrices, then pass in mod.getName. Actually, quickly in mod, I'm going to make private string display name. And we'll do this dot display name equals name, and then get display name and set display name. Just use control space for that. So the display name will basically be if we have like modes in it, like in flight, if we have like mode like velocity or something like that instead of just vanilla. We can do set display name and then plus the mode. So then we'll do mod.get display name, and then we want this to be on the right of the screen, so we do mc.get .get window .get scaled width. I'm gonna create a thing real quick that's just int s width equals mc.get window.get scaled width, and s height equals mc.get window.get scaled height. So s width, I'll say -2, and then put this in parentheses. Or actually, I'll do -4, so this 4 over from the very right edge of the screen, and then subtract mc.textRenderer.getWidth. So this is just going to get the width of the string, mod.getDisplayName. And then the height, we'll do 10 plus index times times mc.textRender.getHeight dot font height, and then we'll just say -1 for the color. So we can just load this up and test it out. I forgot to call render array list here and just pass matrices. So gonna have to restart this real quick. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to enable flight, and there we go. There it is in the top right. So we don't have more modules to test this with, but we can just make a few real quick. Module movement. We can do new class. Let's just say sprint, because that's really easy to make. Extends mod. Then public sprint. Super sprint. Keeps your sprint. Category.movement. And then on tick. mc.player.set sprinting true. So we go back to module manager, modules.add new sprint, import sprint. Actually, we can just do star there to import everything from the movement package. And then we're going to go here just to test if it works. Oh, also I'm just going to quickly set the keybind for this because I have no other way of toggling it. So just set key, we'll just say glfw.glfw underscore key. I'll just say V because I'm going to remove this later. Make sure to set the key to that right there, and then I'll debug it. And then V. So we've got sprint enabled, and as you can see, we're just sprinting all the time. And then flight. Oh, I know how that's happening. Go back to HUD. I forgot to do index ++. So that just increments the index each time, and now you can see they're stacking correctly. But ideally, we'd want them to stack in the order of name length. This is just doing it by the order that you added them. So we can go to here, module manager.get instance.get enabled modules.sort comparator.comparing int, and then we're going to do m and then the arrow int mc.text renderer.getWidth, and then the mod we're going to cast mod m dot get display name. There, and then you'd add another parenthesis right there, and then to make it sort biggest to smallest, we'll do dot reversed. Okay, we're gonna have to restart it because it can't swap these. Just do quickly list mod enabled equals module manager.instance.get enable modules, and then we'll change this to enabled.sort, then import list from Java util, and this should be good. Oh, and change the thing that you're iterating over to enabled. Okay, we're back in the world, and now you can see they're being sorted according to name. So if I just enable flight, that gets put down there. Enable sprint, it stays there. Okay, so now we've got that all worked out. We're going to make settings for the modules. So we're just going to make new package .settings, then do new class, we'll say boolean setting. Actually, I want to make a base class for it to extend off of. Private string name, private boolean visible. This is for the clicked UI. Make it true by default. And then we're going to do is visible set visible get name. Okay, so that should be good for that. So we can go back to boolean setting, extends setting, public boolean setting string name boolean default value private boolean enabled this dot name. Oh wait, I have to do. Come back in here. I'll make a constructor public setting string name. This dot name equals name. Okay. Super name. And then this dot enabled equals default value. Okay, so then we'll do public void toggle. This will just be like the one we did in module. So this dot enabled equals not this dot enabled. Then we want is enabled and set enabled. So that's boolean setting. Then we'll make mode setting extend setting. Add the constructor, and then we want a string array modes. So the 3 dots just indicate an array. It'd kind of be the same as if I did that, but I don't, when I'm calling it, I don't have to define a new array. Okay, so we can do public or private string array modes. Modes equals modes. Oh, this dot modes equals modes. We'll also do string default mode. Private string default mode. This dot default mode equals default mode. Also need to come quickly over here and make sure. Wait, no, we don't want that. We want just string mode. This dot mode equals default mode. So this one's going to be a little more complicated. So we'll just do get mode real quick, and get modes, and then public void set mode, string mode. This dot mode equals mode. I'm also going to make private int index to indicate the index that we are currently on. I'm going to call that right there. This dot index equals modes dot index. I'm also gonna make this a list instead of just a string array. I will list string modes. And then this dot modes equals arrays dot as list modes. Import arrays from Java util. Import list from Java util. Index of default mode. This dot modes. And then we'll do public list string. Okay. We'll also do get index and set mode, we'll do this dot index equals modes dot index of mode, and then set index this dot mode equals modes dot get index. So this just gets the current mode at that index. And now we're going to make public void cycle to just cycle through all of the modes. This would be for the Click GUI. So if index is greater than modes dot size minus 1, because Java starts at 0 and this will just give us the actual size. So minus 1 index plus plus, and then mode equals modes dot get index. Else if index is greater than or equal to modes dot size minus 1, index equals 0, and selected equals, oops, not selected, mode equals modes dot get 0. Okay. We'll also add public boolean is mode, string mode, return this dot mode equals mode. So this will just check if the current mode is that mode. Okay, so that's mode setting, and now number setting. We want this to extend settings, also public number setting string name, double min, double max, double default, double default value, double increment. Okay, so with this really long constructor, we're just going to do private double min max increment. You can just comment or put commas there if there's going to be more than one of that type. And then private double value. Okay, super name, this dot min equals min, this dot max equals max, this dot value equals default value, and this dot increment equals increment. Okay, so now we're going to make a math method called static double clamp, double value, double min, double max, value equals math dot max, min, and then value equals math dot min max value, return value. Okay, then get value, get public double get value float, return float value, just casting that to a float, public double, oops, public float, and then public int get value int. Value. Then we're going to do set value. Value equals clamp. Value this dot min, this dot max. Value equals math dot round. Value times 1.0 divided by this increment. And then divide that by 1 divided by this increment. Okay, then we'll just set the value. Public void increment. Boolean positive. If positive, set value get value plus get increment. Oops, I didn't make that one yet. Get increment. Else set value get value minus get increment. Okay, I'm going to get min get max, and I think that should be it for number setting. Okay, so that's all the settings that we have. Okay, so in the next video I will show how to make the Click UI, but in this video I kind of ran out of time. But we got the array list and settings done. Alright, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.